That was weird. It reset its captures on me and captured monitor instead of...
Hmm.
Oh, right, because it crashed last time. Alright, cool.
Hmm.
Cool. We are up, I think.
Yep. Yep. I
Yes, it
see it.
even shows it on my stream. Cool. I should tweet
Nice.
it. I forgot what I was typing. Ugh. I'm still pretty tired. I just got up. Anyways,
Yeah.
the tweet is out. We are good to go.
Nice.
Ready for the shenanimegans to begin. That was
All
awful.
right.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That was bad. So, welcome back everyone who's here, or will
Hello.
be here, or is watching the
Yep.
VOD. As you may notice, we took a week off. Last week was Mother's Day, and we kind of had conflicting plans, so we decided to, just push it back a week, because why not?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll
Like,
have a double episode this week for episodes 6 and 7, both our shows, and probably back to the regular weekly schedule after that. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
should go.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, can't really fault us for, like,
Yeah.
being like, hey, we have family stuff and mother stuff, and, like, it's a
Yeah.
holiday about being nice to your mom. Be nice to your mom, unless if she's shit, then
Yeah.
don't give her the time of day.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I don't like about Mother's Day and Father's Day is I always see a lot of pressure put on people to like.
Oh
It's
yeah.
always like you have to say good like tell your mom you love her, do this and that. You have to. If you don't, you're off on. So it's like my mom tried to kill me as a kid. Like I know someone
Oh.
whose mom tried to run him over with a car. And people
Oh.
every year would be like, why aren't you doing Mother's Day stuff? And it's like, But yeah, so, at least maybe find that one mom friend that looks after you when you're drunk and thank her, or him for that, because, or them. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because, who fucking knows? Like,
Yeah.
they deserve it. They're looking after you, you're a drunk ass, so, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's enough of that little
Yeah.
rant, just. Yeah, I got really
Sorry.
confused because the mom friend I know is female. That's why I said she. And I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
my mom friend isn't everyone's mom's friend. Mom
Hmm.
friend. That would be weird. Like, it took me a second there.
Yeah.
Has anyone, as you probably noticed, I slept in and I'm still half asleep, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we've got a few things to talk about. Not a
Hmm.
lot. We kind of, even though we had two extra weeks to get stuff, we kind of just went with the regular 1 week amount of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, it's really old news now, but there was like, hey, new Crunchyroll stuff streaming. I mainly just
Mhm.
wanted to bring up because they're now streaming Chrono Crusade, which is a really cool show. Really
Yeah.
good.
I need to
Highly
go back and
recommend.
watch that. I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of it at some point and never got back to it.
I have it on DVD. I love
Yeah.
that series so much.
Hmm.
Although
I'll have to
probably
check that out again.
if I watch it again now, I'll put like, why did I like this as a kid? This is so cringy.
Hmm.
But they also got Mirai Nikki and High School DxD,
Yeah.
so
Mirai
well,
Nikki was a
season
good
two.
show. Yeah.
I 17. Oh yeah, they also got Android. Anyways,
Oh.
yeah. So that happened 2 weeks ago. So
Hmm.
people have probably heard about it by now. But
Yeah.
yeah, actually 9 days ago. Oh, it was just before last week's episode when it was
Oh.
announced. So we're not too late. Not too late.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff is pretty meme, like my retired idea, where I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you've heard of electric blankets. Are you ready for electric body pillows? Like,
Oh.
just hear me out. How good of an idea would that be? Like, how well would that sell? It's like your waifu pillow is now
Hmm.
warm and keeps you warm through the night, like another body. Like it's another layer of reality.
Oh. That would be
For
so comfy.
you can pretend your waifu's real and you aren't just lonely. But
That's a
also,
pretty good idea.
it would actually be pretty nice even if there's some like if you did have someone else in bed with you, just have this big warm cushion you can like both kind of snuggle up to on opposite sides, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
nice
a
and
good idea.
soft and not sweaty like people.
Hmm. Someone needs to get on that.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, dude. They'd make so much money. Well, maybe not actually, because I guess they'd only have the pillow, and the pillowcases would still sell the way they do. So
Yeah.
you
Mm.
you make an 8 foot long one for those. Is it Mia the snake girl from that? From
Ah,
I
I
remember
have no
the
idea.
the snake girl body pillow that's like 8 feet and like seven
Yeah.
thousand dollars or something. The dream
Well,
wrapped in the snake embrace. Oh wait, no, they're cold blooded. That one war. Snakes are cold blooded.
oh,
You'd
right, yeah.
you'd only need the heated ones in the human body portion at the top. You wouldn't need them in the tail portion, so you'd be good.
Yeah. Need to stay anatomically correct.
Yeah,
These snake ladies.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it would be insulting not to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Um. So, anything you've been watching this season? The past 2 weeks?
A little bit. I've been staying caught up with Attack on Titan season 2, and it's continuing to be mediocre. Like I explained, talked about the week before last. And I've been kind of keeping up with Recreators, and that's like a really good show. I really like that a lot, actually. And then Second Request, which I've kind of fallen behind on. I'm probably gonna try and catch up on that this week. So staying caught up with a couple things, but I don't know. There's nothing like outstanding. I don't know.
I
They're all
forgot.
really good though.
Forgot to update that I watched the 2 episodes for this week. I'm just
Oops.
gonna do that real fast. Yeah. Hey, Necro. Welcome to
Hey,
the
Necro.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been watching. I actually started watching a bunch of stuff. I
Oh yeah.
think I mentioned catching up on Your Chappelle a few times, a few weeks before, but
Mhm.
I got into a sci-fi binge and started watching Iron-Blooded Orphans, the
Oh
first
yeah.
season. I'm about 14 episodes in. It's really, really good.
Mm.
The
Yeah,
music's great.
I've heard that one's really good. I might have to check it out.
Yeah, it feels. I haven't watched a Gundam in so long. I'm like,
Mhm.
yes, this is what I needed right now. But it's also really depressing. And the other show I started watching was March Comes In Like a Lion, which is
Oh yeah.
about a professional shogi play. And there's a lot of stuff dealing with loss, which is probably not the best time to be watching right now. So that's also
Yeah.
really depressing. So I'm like, I need something lighthearted. So I've been watching some Kimono Friends and Bodacious Space Pirates because I still need that sci-fi.
Yeah.
Which Bodacious Space Pirates gives off insane Space Pirate Mito vibes in the first episode, but then it kind
Okay.
of doesn't in the later. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun,
Hmm.
fun. And yeah, so I mean that's what I've been watching. It
Yeah.
hasn't been too much. It's been pretty busy here. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
awkward stuff. I mean, I say it isn't much, but I did binge like 14 episodes of Nine Blood Orphans in the last week. So
Yeah. There was one other thing I watched that I forgot to mention. It's a movie called Appleseed Alpha, which
oh,
was it's really good. It's like a 3D CG movie, and it's based on an old manga, and it was really cool. I don't know where I first heard about it. I
I,
watched it a couple years ago and just rewatched it this week.
I need to
Oh,
see
it's so cool.
Alpha. I saw the original 2004 movie and the 2007 movie. I like both of them.
Hmm.
I haven't seen the Appleseed 13 stuff or Alpha yet. I do need to see it though. There's
Yeah.
also a 1988 original OVA I need to watch
Hmm.
because I like that series. It's well done. It's,
Yeah. I only knew about the Appleseed Alpha, so I went and looked it up and found all the other things. I'm gonna watch those at some point.
the
So
original
it's
Appleseed for 2004, like it is
mhm.
good CG for 2004. Like
That's cool.
it's impressive. It's probably as good as it's probably still better than the Berserk anime this that's coming out.
Yeah. Well, most things are better than that,
Yeah.
I think.
Speaking of CG movies,
Yeah.
segues. So the Blame movie finally came out on Netflix,
Oh
and it
yeah.
looks amazing. I am super excited to watch it. I didn't last night because I was busy, which is when I
Yeah.
noticed it. Uh,
Yeah. Blame is something that I keep thinking I need to get into because the main guy who does Blame also did Knights of Sidonia, which
yeah,
is a series on
I
Netflix.
still
I
need to
watched
watch
that.
that too. I
It's pretty good.
there was an original Blame, like original not like it falls under original novel adaptation, but it's
Hmm.
actually like it. They put out like they had done a mock-up, so like some test shots for an anime that never went anywhere.
Yeah.
But they put it out on DVD, and it's a bunch of these little vignettes, kind of. And I've had that for a few years, and it was always super cool. I'm like, I really want to see like an actual full show of this, and I'm so excited because it's like there's the movie now. I'm like, I can do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I need to watch Knights of
Sidonia.
Sidonia 2 and this, but they're both out and they're both on
Yeah.
Netflix, and I have Netflix. And they're on Netflix Canada, more important, because it's really hard to find stuff on Netflix Canada compared to
Yeah.
US. It's dumb.
Um.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It's perfect timing too,
Maybe.
because I've been craving sci-fi, so
Yeah. Maybe
yeah,
I'll
it
watch
came
that
out
this week too.
May 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Um, you also brought up the Asago to Kase-san animation clip.
Oh yeah, this was going around last week on Twitter. I think I saw it because of you. And,
Yeah,
it was the short animation clip based on a manga that you
yeah.
had seen.
The,
What, read?
yeah, they originally were saying like, oh, you know, we're doing a short anime, and it sounded like they're going to do 5-minute episodes for the season, but then they just put out this one, and they're like, we want this to get popular so we can get a full anime. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like when Free first came out, and it was just a bunch of one-shot little trailers people had made, and they're like,
Hmm.
which of these are entertaining, which ones will get hype, and then we'll make the show of it, and Free took off, like, an insane amount. There's
Hmm.
some other really cool stuff back when that happened too. Uh, this only has 123,000 views. That's not good. I thought
Hmm.
there was more. There might be one up on their own official site too.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing a different link in a different tweet. So I think they might have it up multiple places.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check. Pony Canyon. 2 weeks ago. No, I think that's the only one up on
Hmm.
YouTube. But there's probably other ones up on other sites too.
Yeah.
Uh,
They probably put one up on like Nico Nico or whatever
I
for Japan,
definitely
you know?
thought it had more views than that.
Oh.
But yeah, check out. It's really, it is nice. It's a sweet little short
Hmm.
video to check out. You can see
I
the
really
link
love the
here.
art style of it. It's like very watercolor painted stuff. So
Yeah,
good looking.
I'm just gonna skip through to show some footage because I don't wanna, can't show the whole thing. But
Hmm.
it is Yuri, so I mean, if you like Yuri,
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
really cute too. The manga is currently being released in English by, I believe, Seven Seas. Actually, it might be Yen. No, it's
Hmm.
Seven Seas. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I am now double checking because
All right. I have to get that then because I've been kind of getting back into buying manga lately, so I may
yeah,
find that
Seven
out.
Seas.
Okay.
It's apparently the original one's done. Oh wait, no,
Mm.
okay. See, it's weird because yeah, the original it's a bunch of one shots, which makes it weird. The original is like 4 volumes, which is licensed, but then there's also like the ongoing current one, which is still going. Like there's still, it's weird. They changed the
Yeah.
name from Kase-san to Yamato to Kase-san, which is like a sequel series, but it's technically just an ongoing because they're all just like it's a bunch of one shots of these same characters all put together.
Hmm.
But it's really cute. It's really nice. It doesn't look like Seven Seas has licensed the sequels yet, but I assume they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a release date out for the fourth one, so it'll probably just be announced when
Mm.
that's done.
Okay.
The first, wait, is it the 23rd? No,
Today?
it's the 21st.
Yeah, it's
The
21st.
second Kase-san volume comes out in 2 days.
Oh, cool.
The first one came out back in February. I have it on my shelf, but it's really cute. It's really good. Watch the video, spread it around,
Hmm.
and make a great anime. I think
Yeah,
it'd
definitely.
be cute. Right. So we don't have much left except fucking
Yeah.
Arrow manga sensei. God damn. So we're Okay, so I bit myself in the foot here. You know when I'm like, this is one of those shows where it's like you watch it, you're going to hell. Guess what I found out? Which it's now
Yeah.
all over the place, but like I found out after the second episode. It's by the same creator as Oremo. I can't believe my little sister's that cute. So of
Oh,
course
yeah.
it's that. Yeah, I found that out. And now everyone's making fun of it because they're like, it's just the same show except with a better little sister. And they're like showing the covers and they look the same. I'm like, Jesus, how could I not see it? Why did I torture myself like this? But I haven't seen stills for this episode, but I specifically wanted to rant because I
Hmm.
saw stills from episode 6 people are posting on Twitter, and it's the
Hmm.
sister or the girl I mentioned who said she likes dicks in episode 2 and
Oh,
wants to be
yeah.
friends with the little sister. She's standing in the little sister's room, blindfolded and tied up, and the little sister
Hmm.
has like pulled down her panties and is staring at her. I'm like, how the fuck did it get to this point? I stopped watching for 4 episodes, and it's gone into some like weird,
Oh.
like young girl, like 12-year-olds fucking each other with bond. I'm like,
Mm.
what the fuck?
Oh boy. That's
Yeah, get
oh
out of that show while you can because that's
yeah. That
I
sounds
don't have any
awful.
context for what was happening, so but I just saw him like, is this did someone drop?
It's like,
No, this is
mm.
an actual still. What the fuck? What
So
is this?
it's kind of related to that. I didn't add it to the show notes, but there was a news story on A&M a couple days ago about a some like watchdog group in Japan that keeps track of television shows and stuff. They were getting a lot of complaints apparently about specific animes that air at like middle of the daytime and how they're like getting worse and worse and they're not really children appropriate. And well, it didn't mention anything specifically. Like, oh, people are thinking it's probably Arrow Manga Sensei
But
and like one
yeah,
or two other
well,
things.
I wouldn't expect that to air at the middle of the day. That's something that
Yeah,
you would expect to air late at night. I don't
yeah,
actually know when it airs, but
yeah. I'm not sure.
Necro's probably on point that they needed real life reference to draw the
Oh,
erotic manga because I've seen
mhm.
in the first episode she does take a picture of her own butt to draw a butt, but still it's like
Yeah.
what the fuck. But yeah, no, like all they took a Ramo and they're like there's some characters around the same guy's age. They're like
Mhm.
kind of around 15 to 16. Like nah, we push it farther. They're all 12 and doing sexual stuff. It's like Jesus, like they
Yeah.
keep making it creepier. Like
Mm,
if they had kept the original, like if they're all like maybe 15, 16, it wouldn't be as bad. But it's like
mhm.
groans
Yeah.
in size.
It's terrible. This stuff is garbage.
It's pure trash. But people watch it
Oh,
because fan
yep.
service. Also,
Because
people with weird.
yeah,
Eh,
people watch trash because they are trash.
yeah. It's awkward too, though, because I did see the first 2 episodes not knowing what it was, and there was
Hmm.
genuinely funny points in it. So I can
Yeah.
maybe see someone getting hooked by it and then watching, but like as you go in, it's like it's gotta be like suffering as you go through more and more.
Hmm. Ugh.
Cause
Well,
yeah, like the absolute best part is that I saw in the second episode,
yeah.
right? The girl like the sister has like a headset so she can hear what the girl who wants to be her friend is because she doesn't want to know anything. And
Yeah.
the other girl finds out. He thinks he's turned her off or something, but like
Hmm.
she tricks him into saying something really perverted about her. And like he goes up later to say something, and she just like slowly closes the door on his face with like the most disgusted look. And just the scene looks funny. Like
Hmm.
I, I've seen her around like the GIF, but
Mm.
like the comedic timing is actually pretty good, but it's trash. Like that's the problem. It's like
Yeah.
there's no substance. It's all just trash with like this one visual gag that's funny.
Hmm. Ugh. I hate that this is the kind of stuff that gets popular. It's so annoying. I hate it. And apparently, looking at the My anime list
report.
page for it. It's got an average score of 7.2, which seems way too high.
Well, what does Oremo have, right? It's if people
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Although apparently Oremo actually had good plot. Like apparently, from people who have
Mhm.
watched it, they said, "Oh no, it's like pretty psychological." Once it gets into it, there's a lot of weird, fucked up stuff going on in the background, which is like kind of pushing
Yeah.
this. And it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But this one doesn't seem to have any of that,
Mm.
right? It's just, oh, our parents are dead. I want to fuck my brother.
Mm.
And he's like, but you're my sister, I can't, but I'm gonna sniff your pants. It's like, what the fuck? Just,
Yeah.
uh.
I watched some of Oriemo, and it was like not very good. It was okay, but I don't know. Apparently that's 7.4 on Mal. So
See, I also think
oh
that wasn't as outright kind of lewd. Like, this has a lot
yeah
more outright lewd stuff. I guess it makes sense with the air manga thing, but it's like,
yeah
you know, like, he's like, in the first, second episode, like, talking about how he washes her panties and stuff, and it's like,
hmm
I think I saw the first episode of Oremo, I did not see that.
no
Ramo
I
is actually kind of clever and funny, where they do
hmm
the reverse and make the like sister obsessed with those games and not the brother. This one they just had the brother obsessed with his sister in a
yeah
weird way, but then they also had the sister obsessed with him right from the get go. But Tsundere,
Mhm.
I don't fucking know. I don't
no
get this genre. I'm sure there's someone who
yeah
does, and like if you enjoy it, whatever. Just remember, anime and reality are not the same. But
yeah
yeah.
yeah it's like you said, the Oriemo at the start, I don't remember it being like perverted like at all. It was, the weird insect concept, but beyond that, it was pretty tame, I think. So I guess
Yeah.
they're just seeing how far they can push it and
I
still be popular.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing really, really lewd images online because people posted a lot of gifs from that show too. Because there's a lot of
Hmm.
cute girls doing cute things, but I don't remember there ever being something like one girl tied up and the other girl like pulling down her panties. Like,
Yeah,
well,
I
they're
don't think that ever
12.
happened.
I think one of the biggest things that gets me is the age thing, where they're obviously very young, and it's like this is just kind of really awkward and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Uh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's probably the last we're gonna talk about that show, unless if some other screenshot comes up where it's like the sister has like decapitated the brother and is bathing in his
Yeah.
blood on a boat. Never forget the
Yeah.
boat. they'll they'll get so many complaints about the show up to that point in airing that they'll just air a boat cruise that whole episode. It'll be history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should I move on to
Yeah,
book
I
club for the
guess
week?
book
Yeah.
club time. Now that we're done
Yeah.
ranting about that.
About bad shows. So, should we start with Jing this week or clock?
We can start with Jing. We'll have two
Okay.
episodes, so I guess we'll start with
Yeah.
episode 6 of Jing.
Yep. Yeah. So this was the Eternal City of Reviva little mini arc with two
Oh,
episodes.
one second. I totally
Oh,
put my notes into the wrong one.
oops.
I have my episode 7 notes behind my episode 3 notes. I just have to move them.
Oops. Okay.
Open the right document.
Apparently last week I watched the wrong episode. I watched episode 8 on
Oh no.
accident.
Oh no.
And so this morning I realized, like, oh, I guess I need to watch 2 episodes today. Whoops. But it's okay. I had plenty
I
of time
don't
this
have a
morning.
document for episode 6. What the heck? I totally had notes.
Oh.
Where did my
Oh.
notes go? Did I not save them? Oh wait, I think they're in this other folder, that's why. Yeah,
Ah.
they were in another folder, that's why I got confused.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. Just gotta transfer the notes to the right place so I know where I am.
So,
We're so professional.
yeah. We'll get the hang of this someday.
Well, yeah, one day. One day.
Yeah.
Um,
That's okay. So I really like the opening of this episode where they're all like the little crown princes being whatever crown princes get, I don't know. And they have the like giant candle tower in the background, like, oh, the prince is gonna blow out the
Bill's
candle.
butt.
Yeah.
Bill's booty.
Yeah. And it's like, it's such a dumb thing of like, that seems like something a royal family would totally do. Just build their city and make it into a giant cake for the candle in the middle. That,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
I could see dumb rich people doing that. Such a
Oh,
great opening, I think.
so you're saying there's gonna be a giant like torch on the top of Trump Tower?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no. So the yeah,
We had questions for this, right? I just want to double check.
we did
Did we?
questions.
Did we, or were those from last week? 514. That would be.
Yeah, I think we do have
Did that be?
questions.
That would be for last week, but we didn't do last week. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just wanted to double check that because I forgot where those were. I found them. It's good.
yeah, yeah,
Alright, but yeah. So back to our giant
yeah,
clock, and they randomly steal a skull necklace thing that there's.
yeah,
They never mention any importance to this.
yeah. In the books, they like very briefly mention like, oh, it's the rosary beads, and that's all they do. They're like, I guess they're important for the ceremony or whatever, but
I guess.
yeah, it's just like I don't know. Here's the opening of the show. Whatever, shrug. Then he flies away in a giant paper airplane.
You totally know that when the baby blows into that machine, it's
Hmm.
actually just like it makes a little light turn on at like tower control, and they just turn off the gas for the fire.
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
definitely. Oh
That's
no,
how he does it. They say.
I like believing that that little trumpet thing could actually amplify air, though. That's
Yeah.
so dumb. It's great.
Oh yeah.
So
The
then,
the background of that scene also has like some giant holding a crank.
oh yeah, that's cool.
It's actual
That's
foreshadowing to this episode for once.
oh wow,
It's
yeah.
actual foreshadowing.
Actually, I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
so baby doesn't get its baby skull necklace thing
hmm
because that I guess is inappropriate for children. So they save the kid from being scared,
hmm
and they just kind of fly off on a paper airplane,
yep.
giant paper airplane.
hmm And they land far away and are just happen to randomly meet this girl. What was her name? It's Vermouth. That's it.
Yeah,
She's
vermouth,
like
vermouth.
Vermouth, and she's like, "Hey, you look like adventurers. Let's go on an adventure. How about it?"
Oh,
And she's saying she's got the secret to eternal life in this weird riddle.
I totally have the riddle to it that no one else has, even though people have looked for it for years. We're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Not suspicious at all. I mean, I think Jing right at the beginning even says like that's not suspicious at all or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Also,
does.
also shout out to the presents they give the baby. They left a little octopus present that was adorable.
Oh yeah, that was so cute. Little squids are adorable. Little anime squids.
Yeah, so they head off to follow this, like, find this riddle.
Hmm.
Um,
But before they
very,
do, one quick thing is that Postino shows up and he was actually on screen for like more than 3 seconds this time. He had multiple
oh
lines of
yeah,
dialogue.
yeah, they like chilled and stuff and like talked to
Yeah.
each other. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we had this walking montage, very similar. To me, it reminded me of the one from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just we had to eat the minstrels to keep going because it's like they just complain. It's like how's it still going? Blah blah blah, and it just keeps going
Hmm.
back and forth. And they wasted so much time on that walking scene. It was kind of annoying. Like
Yeah.
could have
Yeah, I thought
used
that
other stuff.
yeah, that did drag on a little bit too
Like
long.
I guess they did have to make it show there's like really far away, but they could have just done like some night to morning
Hmm.
scene montages instead of it going like just like a 7 minute walk.
Yeah. I think they were trying to show that Vermouth wasn't getting tired, and that's what they wanted to. But you're right; they should
I
have just
guess,
done
yeah.
like, "Hey, it's nighttime now."
Yeah, they actually yeah they were foreshadowing this episode because like people were talking about like oh how's she still going? How's she so like I'm so tired. What's up with this? She's still walking type thing. It's like yeah they like there was actual foreshadowing for once in this episode. It was
Yeah.
it's a good change, but also not because it wasn't a good episode. I mean, this arc was pretty. It was pretty generic and
Yeah.
pretty predictable. I think.
Mm-hmm. So they go on a long walk, Then they get to an old battlefield with a bunch of swords.
Yeah, they gotta find King Arthur's sword, and of
Mhm.
course they just go full Indiana Jones, the Holy
Yeah,
Grail thing, where it's like,
it's
it's the
it's the crappy
dullest
looking
one,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a key.
And at some point, the Pernod, the most evil looking villain ever.
He's such a
Like,
chuckle fuck. He's so bad. He's such a
yeah,
bad villain for like half of it.
yeah,
He's just like he's like some dumb idiot that progressively becomes like more and more violent and awful. He is like the rich like he is that rich entitled kid that the longer he doesn't get stuff his way, the more violent he becomes and the more he starts lashing out and attacking people. Like it's the
yeah,
ultimate portrayal of that kind of person. It's like
yeah.
goddamn.
It's just the worst. Ugh,
Yeah.
Pernod. So
So
they each pick swords. And of course, Pernod picks the fancy one. Jink picks the old one. And then the giant robot wakes up. And he
it's
and turns out,
Blitzcrank.
oh, and then the old busted sword ends up being the key to make the robot be on their side. And the robot gives him a big hug and carries him away.
And then we
We
have another
travel.
walking montage.
Yeah. Oh
Woo!
boy.
Oh yeah.
the
And then we get to the castle,
the
which looks really like this. The statue inside that castle looked cool as fuck. Like it
oh
was
yeah.
a well designed castle until they actually started looking around inside.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's like inspect with care, just shoot stuff. It's like, but so we get what's his name shows up again. He starts getting more violent. He's now has a gun. He's being
Mhm.
like awful. Then he gets fucked up because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And then it's like Deus Ex Machina time. It was about a rope. I can read the knots, which is a language. It's like,
Yeah.
okay then, if you
Thought
say
this
so.
Yeah, this was really dumb because like at the start of the episode, oh, he can't read the paper Vermouth has because he doesn't know the language, but he can like read these knots that are from some civilization that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like,
sure.
all right, sounds good.
Yeah, and then like they just really poured Eddie in here because it's just hard cut to like, okay, now we're at this house in the middle of a forest.
Oh yeah,
There's no.
it's like they have to find some old woman or something.
Hmm. Like
Eh,
to find an old woman and kiss her, and that'll reveal something.
yeah, and somehow the mountain's an old woman, and the light
Yeah,
kisses her.
the
It's not clever. It's not good. It might.
yeah.
I
At
wonder if it
this,
makes more sense in Japanese if it's like maybe a play on words, similar sounding words, or a pun or something.
uh, it makes a lot more sense in the book because in the episode they were kind of rushing through it, but
Because they
in the
spent so much time walking.
yeah, seriously, they were running out of time. But there's 2 pages in the book that's like a big landscape, and it's like, oh, it kind of look, if you look at the mountain sideways, it looks like the peak of the mountain is her nose, and it kind of looks like an old lady's face. And then the
Okay.
weird ruined castle they go to is supposed to be her lips. So it it makes more sense in the books because you can have time to like linger and kind of look at the picture and go, oh, okay, there it is, I see it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
They never showed from an like that proper
yeah,
angle in the show. It was always from the side. We just see the
yeah.
mountains up, never from above.
Hmm. So
And
like,
then we get to the idiot skeleton.
yeah. So for some reason, the skeleton just drinking at the sparrow is like one of the images that has stuck with me from all the time. Like I don't know why this is one of the things I remember about this series, but it's like, oh yeah, there's that skeleton that drinks all the time. So there's something very striking about the skeleton that I like, but I don't know what.
Well, the weird thing about this is it's like they're trying to find eternal life. You have a
Hmm.
living skeleton. It's not gonna die from anything. You found it
Yeah,
already. Just ask him how he became a living skeleton. I
yeah,
mean, as long as you're not cursed to drink wine for her, but like apparently you just spill the wine and he's fine. I don't know why the skeleton didn't fucking do that.
yeah. Well, he's a skeleton. He probably doesn't have a brain anymore, you know?
That's
Just couldn't think
that's
about it.
true. But he could talk and he doesn't have lips or an esophagus anymore. So
Oh, true. I think he does have a tongue. There was one shot where it looked like he had a tongue, and I thought that was strange. It's like, oh, he doesn't have any skin except he does have a tongue? I don't know. So they shoot the barrel so he can't drink his wine anymore. He goes, oh, thanks. I'll go take a nap. And he goes, stands on the bed and stretches up, and his coat becomes a sail, and they sail away on his bed.
It feels like something of Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah. This is. I do really. Although I agree with you, I think this episode is kind of not great. These two episodes weren't, but I do really like the whole like oh, solve these riddles to follow the path to treasure.
Yeah,
I do
like
like it when stories do that stuff.
the theory was good, the execution was not, and the
Yeah.
overall arcing themes were just really predictable, I find.
Hmm.
Like you have like all these different ones, like kind of about the unending like constants. I'm pretty sure the wine thing was actually also about alcoholism too. A bit how it
Yeah.
never stops. Like it's all
Yeah.
these just really predictable things.
Yeah, that seems like another one of those things where like they're trying to get into some themes, but then they don't really spend any time with it, and
Yeah, it's just
so
like
so they just kind of like fumble it.
throw it in and make it edgy.
Yep.
So
So
yeah, the first episode ends with them riding away on on a bed boat,
mhm.
and we get into the second episode. It's kind of cool that we're actually just doing this whole arc right together. Like,
Yeah, this worked out pretty well actually.
yeah. So it turns out there's a second boat, apparently,
Yeah.
and China dude, I forget his last name, can just stand there
Yeah.
and be like, "I've got a
Yeah.
blanket too."
It's like, yeah, I can be the mast of a boat too. Okay. This is, that's the one thing that I think is pretty dumb in this episode is like, oh, these guys just gotta follow along the whole time. It's like such a generic villain thing to do of,
Yeah.
oh, well, they beat us every
It's
time, but
like
we just keep going.
the weird thing is they don't even see them anymore. They don't even have what the clues are anymore. How are they still following them? Like
Yeah.
it's weird. But one thing I got interested in, they're like, it's raining pretty hard. She like thought
Mhm.
hella far ahead with the umbrella, but also in theory she can't get wet. Spoilers,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she knew that area was rainy. She's like, that's why she always has it if it rains.
Hmm. I hadn't thought about that, but you're probably
Possibly.
right. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like thought ahead. And then what's his name is just sitting there with his weird hat that's soaking up all the rain and not sogging at all. Like that's impressive. That's a
Yeah. It's
that
quite a hat.
hat. I don't even know what it's made of, but it's probably like plastic or something.
Yeah, probably. So they
So
sail away on the boat and end up at the Eternal City of Reviva, which is an island out in the sea.
it looks like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fallen into disrepair.
Yep. It's definitely not
And,
looking good. There's statues everywhere.
oh yeah,
They mentioned the whole if you try to leave you die. I'm like, is this gonna be like goddamn Doctor Who, blink and you're dead type shit? Like, are they the statues?
oh yeah.
Is that
I
how
guess
you
they got
live
it on
forever?
that.
You became a statue and just like a
Hmm.
sentient statue? But no, it was not. Thank God. That would be
Yeah.
awful. Um,
So there's I don't have many notes for this episode, but I did make a note that the guy Bernard, his book is just called Skeletons. Like he's reading all the stuff out of the book about the city of Reviva, and it's just no, the book is just called Skeletons. That's a weird name for a book, but okay.
skeletons. Yeah, but so they meet some
Yeah.
fisherman dude who's in a giant robot.
Hmm.
And the big fish comes, and its eyes are popping out of its head randomly, and it's shooting scales at people, which is
Yeah.
awkward. And then
Yeah.
they blow it up, and it dies, and it's like, oh, fish.
Oh, fish.
And Vermouth gets smacked in the head by
Uh,
something, and is knocked
I,
out. And they're like, there's no, like, she's not breathing, there's no
well,
heartbeat, what we gonna do?
yeah.
And this dude's just like,
Meanwhile,
I've lived for like 1,000 years, I know how to fix this, don't worry
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I forget about it.
Yeah, yeah, I got this. Just come back to my house.
Yeah.
Let's chill. Um,
So they go back to his place, and it turns out he's the eternal king of Reviva, and he's also apparently the only one left anymore.
yeah.
And, and I forget how exactly this episode went. I took so few notes, but it was like he explains what's going on, that he's been looking for perpetual motion, and he's made all these robots, like the one that picked him up at the graveyard, and oh, surprise, Roboth is a robot too.
Yeah. Cute robot girls everywhere today. It's a
Yeah.
good day.
Yeah.
I need to grab some Kleenex. But
Okay.
yeah,
I'll
so
keep.
since we know she's the best Jin girl, we don't have to worry. But what's his name?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna upgrade you, China. We're gonna take it back. And true to the self-entitled piece of shit, he literally fucks China over. Like, he's basically killed him and stripped him free will. He has turned
Yeah.
China into Anchor. Yeah,
Oh yeah, you did. Wow.
yeah. Poor. And China China has to suffer for this too. He was just like,
Yeah.
poor guy, just hired to
Poor
be
guy.
muscle.
Hmm. And
Um.
so the Pernod and China, they come back and bust in through the wall and like, hey, give us the eternal life stuff. And they like shoot the umbrella at them,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that.
they use the umbrella to like make it spin and make the shot stronger, which
Mhm.
somehow tangles him up perfectly. So if he presses the remote to make China move, he gets tickled instead, which then makes him press again.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm in my own eternal
Yeah.
movement machine. It's like, no, you didn't. All he has to do is let go of the fucking control. Like, he's not that tied up. Like, he's just an idiot, and China's forced to suffer to be a robot for someone forever. Or at
Hmm.
least until he dies of malnutrition from not eating. But where the fuck did this, like, little pasty shit boy get this weird pyramid eye robot controlling device from? Like, what the fuck? There's
Uh,
no explanation on that.
yeah. And he looks like some rich snotty guy. He probably just found somewhere and bought it.
Yeah,
Who
probably.
knows? Yeah.
But yeah, so then we get a bunch of spiels about how living forever isn't the best and you lose sight
Yeah.
of it, and it's like, okay, that was pretty predictable, and it's
Hmm.
very generic, their take on
Yeah.
it. And
It's nothing special. It's
yeah, it's
both
like,
these episodes
if I
had a whole lot
can't
of
die, I
talking.
can't see my mom again. It's like, you're so weird believing in an afterlife. Alright, in this
Yeah.
universe, I guess there is one. But, like, the weird thing to me is he's like, you have to leave the island to die or something. How the
Hmm.
fuck did he die? Like,
Yeah, that
the,
makes literally no sense at all. I was
yeah,
like,
he's just like,
oh,
ah, guess it's time. See you later, nerds.
yeah. Ah, no. And Viller, the giant robot that carried him before, is just reading him a book because he doesn't know any better. Because
Yeah,
he's just a
for
robot.
eternity. Just read for
Yeah.
eternity. What the fuck happens to Vermouth though? Like, it's never explained. She's just like, ah, okay, done.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
she should have gone with them as the cute robot girl's sidekick. Damn it.
Yeah.
God
Oh
damn.
man. So yeah, that was Jing's episode 6 and 7. It
Yeah,
was
um,
overall
the
pretty
Eternal City
mediocre.
of Reviver arc.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna grab Kleenex real fast. See if you want to
Okay.
start mentioning the next one.
Yeah. Just wanted to say, it's like you said before with they would spend a lot of time in these episodes just talking about eternal life and it's not that good, but it's like they're very ham-fisted when they do it, and as with all the other episodes, they like never really get it, they never really hit it very well. So yeah, the other show, Clockwork Planet, is episode 6, and I've actually forgotten how episode 6 starts. If I'm honest, I have my notes here.
It starts
So,
right into the action, fighting with Anchor.
oh yeah,
And,
that's right.
and Naoto's like, I can hear her thoughts. I have the best hearing ever. I can hear thoughts.
Oh
He's a mind reader now, and I guess he can hear when
yeah,
people think he's a fuckboy, so I hope he hears this. Uh,
hopefully.
and it's very obviously the mask, and it's like, hey, it is the mask, cool,
Hmm.
confirmed. Uh, they're like, let's not kill Anchor, let's try to save her instead, and then they try to kill her anyways, like, and it's just, we have this big fighting thing, it's going on and on, kind of
Hmm.
ongoing, and then she shoots a giant laser. It's like, everyone's gonna fucking see that, know something's fucking up.
Yeah.
And then, so they drop down to escape, because, like, oh no, there's floor below us, but Mary and Halter don't know that. They think they're dead, and
Hmm.
they just run away. And
Oh
for
yeah.
whatever reason, she just lets Mary and Halter leave. She's like, okay.
Yeah. I'm remembering the episode now. That's right.
And
But
then
yeah. Then.
then we get the fan service shower scene.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I'll say about this scene, they
Hmm.
did the like character facial animations really well. Like it's actually good animation fun. She looked fucked up. Like she did
Hmm.
not look like she was having a good time.
Yeah, it is.
She
Yeah.
actually looked really upset. So that was like the first really really good character
Hmm.
animation stuff, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Too bad it's
Yeah.
during like a shower scene, but uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So.
yeah, from there they call Clock Dad to ask what's up.
Hmm.
I still think he's gonna be like a bad guy in the end, but so.
Yeah.
And then they go get answers from the mayor of that city in really weird bodysuits that they wear the one time only. You know it's so they can sell a figure later. Again, it's the same as
Oh
the
yeah.
bathing suits.
Yeah. It's like, well, we're gonna have this merch later on. We need to have it in the show at least once.
Yep.
This is
At
this
least
was
they
a
made
really weird scene to me because
at
it's
least
like,
they made Halter wear it too.
yeah, I was, but yeah, this was weird to me because it's like we're just gonna have Maria just randomly torturing this dude, which that seems out of character for her.
Give me the
I don't
answers,
know.
damn it. I,
Yeah.
I guess they kind of want to have it like she finally snapped with the two of them dying, but like,
Yeah, I guess.
but then she like leaves and immediately they just show up. They happen to pop out of the one sewer they're right at. It's like, hey, what's up? We're alive.
Yeah.
And it's like, of all the sewers in all the cities they could have come out of, it took so long, and they're just like, oh yeah, no, there is something below. We're kind of stuck. There was one random old dude there who let us up. It's like doesn't explain the old dude at all. Doesn't go into it. It's just yeah, there's some old dude living down there. He has an
Yeah.
elevator.
Yeah.
I guess like
It's just shrugging, going, I don't know. We need things to change, so we need the plot to keep going. So just need him.
yeah.
He's just there now.
There wasn't
Just lots of shrugging, and I don't know.
yeah, there wasn't too much this episode. Just like there's the main fight scene, and then we did
Yeah.
get in the torture scene that it the robot was made by terrorists who wanted
Hmm.
to have like it is basically like a cold war with the government, and the governments now they don't give a shit anymore. It doesn't explain how Anchor got there though,
Yeah, I don't know.
because it's like it seems like possibly the government sent her there to make sure the war starts almost.
Hmm.
Um, because like to get her from the tower she was supposed to be in, that was the military controlling it. I don't know how the terrorists would have.
Yeah.
Um, that's not really explained.
Mm. I feel
And
like,
oh yeah, Mari goes and beats the shit out of Naoto and Ryuzu just sits there like this is okay.
yeah,
Then splits them up later very half-heartedly. It's like yeah, he deserves it.
yeah.
Good good job.
Hmm.
Um,
My note here just says, "Dang, he's back." That's unfortunate.
yeah. Then we get to see like a map that makes no sense. It's like so they
Yeah.
show the map with all the gears and clocks and stuff too, and
Hmm.
it's like they're all supposed to be interlocked clocks to hold the world together. But you see it
Yeah.
and it's just like Japan is still an island, so it's just saying they're not connected to anything and should in theory just fall off. Like it needs to
Hmm.
be a full like sphere of gears. You can't just have floating gears here and there and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're technically
It's
connected
just,
somewhere in the deep underground, even though if the deep underground's all connected, you don't need the gears. Like
yeah.
it was questionable.
It's like they picked an aesthetic that they wanted to go for, and then like, oh, we don't know how to actually make this work. Oh no.
I think the one explanation would be if the deep underground does actually connect all the way around, but
Hmm.
because they say at one point like, oh, you can't survive there. It's like outer space. If it's like the gears don't actually keep the planet moving, but they work together to create like a livable atmosphere.
Hmm.
You know, if maybe that's why they're there, and they just make the atmosphere in those one areas livable.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that's the one theory that could explain it, but like that, yeah, that map does not work with the way they've
Yeah.
explained it so far.
Yeah. I think you're putting more thought into this show than the people who made the show did.
Yeah, yeah. See, I want to believe they put thought in because they made No Game No Life, and everyone talks about how clever and amazing it is. And I wanted to watch it, but I'm starting to be like, maybe people really overhyped it. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's a really cool jazzy tune somewhere in that episode. I forget where, but it's like,
Oh. Hmm. I forget.
Yeah, so then they're just like, hey, let's go fuck up Tokyo.
Yeah.
And
It's,
I'm a little upset there wasn't any sort of foreshadowing of the Shiga and Mie background history stuff. Like,
mhm.
maybe if in the classroom scene they were talking about it. But then I real actually I don't think I ever went back and checked like in the first episode. I'm like I'm too lazy to, but it feels out of
Yeah.
nowhere. Like they might have talked about it, but I don't think they did. It's like
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't remember. Mm.
yeah. So that's that episode.
Yeah.
And then we got this week's episode, which is actually I think this was it did step up.
Mm.
We finally caught up to the very beginning.
Mhm.
Naoto shows up acting like a super obnoxious asshole. It's what he does best. It's like, okay, I don't know where they're trying to act like terrorists and blow stuff up. That's not really explained. I don't get it.
Yeah. This was a weird episode. I thought it was
Yeah,
a bad opening.
yeah, it was
Just
out of nowhere. Like, it was like, what the
yeah.
fuck is this? I hope you'll explain it.
Yeah. Like
I'm
later,
like, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
well, it's because like later on they tried to explain it as like, oh, we need to have this place empty so that we can fight
Mm,
Anchor and get the army to fight her or whatever.
right, but she was supposed to be fighting with the robot in, like, the deep underground. Why didn't they just go to the deep underground? Who knows?
Yeah. I
Why
don't
did
know.
she go away from the robot to meet them? There's no reason for her to do that. It's like there's
Yeah.
no
It's,
real explanations on these.
yeah. It's like they do like the very bare minimum amount of explaining to hopefully just get people to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And,
was like I'm curious if they're maybe trying to do. See, I didn't realize that they're trying to get people. I was like, are they trying to do like the Code Geass thing where it's like unite everyone against one enemy? I'm like,
oh
is this
yeah.
Code Geass season 3? Is it finally here? Um, but yeah, so they go around to hack into all the towers to hack into main tower, which they haven't explained why they did that yet. Really.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that was to cause the explode. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's to cause the explosions while he's talking and make the tower disappear in ice, which no idea how the
Yeah.
fuck that worked.
Yeah. That just comes out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
they.
was
Hmm.
weird and not explained still.
Yeah.
And yeah, Clock Dad's here. He's like, I'm not a Meister either. We all quit, and I'm like, okay. I mean, you
Yeah.
didn't have to. You didn't seem like you
Yeah.
did, but they all quit now, and they're like, haha, yeah, we're happy to be in on these plots and help. It's like Clock Dad is evil. I swear. Him and his team are the ones using the terrorist thing properly. That
Hmm.
that would actually make sense in how they got Anchor out because they got there first to work on it.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah. Ooh.
ooh, it's all Clock Dad.
Well.
Molly definitely has daddy issues. Like she did the weird thing about Halter, like, oh, what if I call you Papa? And then like Clock Dad's all like, ah, you did good, and she's like, ah, no, she likes older men. But
Yeah.
yeah, so then we get back to the opening scene,
Hmm.
and why didn't he wear more than just a mask? Like he thinks he's not gonna be
Yeah.
recognizable with it's the only person who wears those shitty clothes.
Hmm. I was thinking they probably saw Persona 5 and like, oh, kids in masks are cool, so let's have our kid in a mask.
Yeah, kids in masks, the new trend. Let's get it going. Kids will wear
Yeah.
masks everywhere.
Yeah. It was funny at the start of this episode. I actually remember like, oh yeah, they still haven't caught up to episode 1. That thing there. And I was wondering if they're going to show that, and then they totally did.
Yeah, they reused the exact same footage too, so there's no point talking about it.
Yeah.
So then they go into some underground place and like, yeah,
Yeah.
Anchor is coming, haha, we knew it. Why? Because she can, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, why are they in a parking garage with Anchor? Who knows? It's just
Where else are you gonna have a sisterly beatdown but in a parking garage? That's like
oh
the
yeah,
go-to.
of course, yeah.
Take her out, take her out back. Just throw down.
Hmm.
As soon as she said she wanted Mary to come with her, I'm like, something's up. At first, I'm like, oh, she might die. Does she want Mary to get him out of there if it goes wrong? And then they start doing the fight scene, and they mention
Hmm.
the can't hurt people. I'm like, she's going to use Mary. Like, I knew it.
Yeah.
It was great. Fucking Ryuzu is awful. I love it. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
no,
That was
yeah.
yeah. That was like my favorite part of this episode was her like specifically asking Marie to come along so that she could use her as a shield. That was the best.
Yeah, and then she even says like, well, I trust him. It's like I can't believe you use him as a shield. It's like, well, I trust him in this and that and all this. It's like I need some kind of
Reassuring.
reassurance and stuff. And it's like
Yeah.
that's a weird way of putting it, but okay. It's like no. I think
Yeah.
Naoto caught on to what happened, and he's just like, oh
Hmm.
shit, but Mai doesn't,
Yeah.
which is weird. But that fight
Yeah.
was utter nonsense. It's like I'm going to go into imaginary time, and she's just like, I don't have the same gear, but I can go in after you and chase you. And it's like all the
Yeah.
strings are supposed to be timelines and stuff, and she's just like destroying spatial time. And it's like, shouldn't this have
Yeah.
terrible consequences outside or something? Like,
Yeah. It's like the most nonsensical fight ever.
yeah, it was less like they went into uh into a different time, and more like
Mm.
she made a pocket dimension for them in it.
Yeah.
Uh, which it's like really weird that she would in theory be really useless, and she still gets caught in her own shit. It's like,
Mm.
although yeah, it was it, it was nonsense and awful, but
Hmm.
there was some cool stuff, like
Yeah.
pretty stuff. Um,
Yeah. Definitely.
but yeah, yeah, so they use
So.
Mare as a shield because it's like
Hmm.
Anchor can't hurt humans. She's still holding back. It's like, so those three people she utterly melted in the beginning weren't people. They were cyborgs. Okay, that's
Yeah.
not really that much better. But
Yeah. It's really thin justification.
yeah, so
But
then it ends. So
yeah,
like
because they
yeah,
just destroyed the mask that Anchor was wearing or was forced to wear, and then
and
suddenly she's totally fine and back to normal.
yeah, she's like getting woken back up for the first time, and she's like, it's like when I was first born. I guess I'm being born again.
Yeah.
Wakes up, mom, dad, and sister. It's like. I'm surprised Ryuzu didn't go, if you say that again, I'm gonna remove mommy from the picture and just like try to
Yeah.
murder her. Like she wasn't jealous, which was weird.
Yeah.
And fuck Naoto. Goddamn.
Yeah.
God, he
Seriously.
was so gross this scene. But he also did good for once. He did good not fuck boy for once when it's like,
Yeah.
cause he's all like, Ryuzu's gonna follow me. Oh my god, I gotta start everything. It's like, tell me what to do. It's like, do what you want. Be free.
Hmm.
It's like, Genie, be free. My final wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, when they started, like, oh, you haven't had someone registered yet. I thought they were gonna go with my, because it's like, she was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
I want to hug mom, but I, I would think Mai would also be against it, because like you see for that second, she looks kind of scared of Anchor still.
Hmm.
And there's the flashbacks, and I guess she realizes that, which is why she wants to say sorry or whatever. But it's like, I thought
Hmm.
they're gonna be like, oh, well, you can only have one Y series each, so Mai should take her or something.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like, nah,
Honest-
Naruto gets another one. I'm like, please, no more licking, please, no more licking. God damn.
yeah. That
But she
was
just,
as
yeah,
soon as they said registration, I was scared they're gonna
yeah,
she was gonna stuck on his finger again.
yeah. Could you imagine Mai's reaction? They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Or if Mai had to do that, I'd be like, what is
Yeah.
going on? Um, but she just went full Sundar.
Hmm.
Full Sundar. And it's like, who am I? It's just like, you're Anchor, a cute girl. Because it's like, yeah, it makes sense, I guess, because they mention, like, she wants to be pampered. She's like a little kid. She's a
Hmm.
cute little girl, but is treated and used as a weapon. But she isn't actually one. She isn't used as, like, she's not supposed to be known as one. I thought that was a nice touch, because it is like, and
Yeah.
it's like, tell me what to do. It's like, oh yeah, she's always used as a weapon. She loses free will. It's like the whole point of being, oh, you're a cute girl. You're not a weapon. Is supposed to be so you realize, oh, yeah, she's not a weapon. Why would I want her with no free will, right?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I would think that's it. And then you have the like Naruto does the good not fuckboy thing for once, and Anchor
Hmm.
just breaks your heart.
Yeah.
It's like she was forced to do all that awful stuff for so long because everyone who used her made her a weapon. It's like, oh, my heart is breaking. This
Uh,
poor child. Let the child sleep. Let her be free.
hmm.
But also fuck Naoto.
Yeah.
God damn, he was a super pervert in this episode. It's like, can I call you daddy? He's like, it's okay, yes. I'm like, oh. I'm more like your stepbrother. No, I'm gonna call you dad anyways. And he's just like, fucking like, he's out there. He like wanted her to call him Oni-chan, and then it's like Papa and Stan. It's like, well, this works. Because I'm perverted. I'm gross. And like, I want to slap Naruto so hard. Actually, he might like that. Yeah, so that's the end of this episode, except we get a glimpse of some random old guy who starts smiling. It's Clock Grandpa now. You disappeared. Am I alone?
Oh, hello. Sorry.
Hello. Okay, I was
Hello.
really confused. I'm just talking to myself here like, why aren't you answering anything?
Sorry about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my microphone got muted for a second there. Yeah. See the evil dude, the generic looking evil guy.
Is he evil though? See, I think he could
Oh,
also be
probably.
like the original creator of the Y series. Like, haha, someone's treating them well. I'm happy for them. Or he
I
could
could
be.
see. I could see him being like the original creator of all the clock stuff, and I don't know. He's gonna be something. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll be relevant.
Yeah.
He's going to actually. Clock Dad's actually secretly going to be him, and they're going to be
Yeah.
evil.
I wouldn't put it past him to try and pull that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so
That
that's
was-
Clockwork Planet.
Yeah.
I still don't get why they had to. I still don't get the terrorists. Like,
Yeah.
it felt so
don't know.
unneeded.
Yeah. I did.
This show is still like. It's still riding that line of there's just enough plot to keep you going, and the robots carry the show so much. Like, they have
Oh, definitely.
such good personalities. It's like,
Yeah. Rizu and now Anchor with all her like little girl innocence, but being used as a weapon stuff. It's all so good.
and
but
also
the rest of the show
occasional
isn't.
tsundere.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. I don't know. My thoughts on this show are kind of the same as ever. Like, this is mostly a mediocre show, but it's got some good bits here and there.
It's for my sci-fi binge. I'm sorry, I got suckered in by the idea of a cute robot girl, and now we
Well, that's
suffer.
okay. Well, this was better than the other cute robot girl show option for this season,
There was
which was
another cute robot. Oh,
I think that was
Girls?
Frame Arm Girls. Yeah, which is kind of garbage.
Yeah, I still need to watch that.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Yes,
you
I
really
do.
don't.
Yes, I do.
It's
good.
eh.
I've been like behind on watching shows. But
Yeah.
like, I'm like, okay, I'll finally watch shows that are back on back order. I'll get through a bunch, but I chose all like 20 plus, like the 20, like the 2 core shows. Like none of them are just 12 episodes. So I'm like, oh, I'm 14 episodes into Iron-Blooded Orphans. First half, there's a second half. It's 50 episodes total, and these other ones are all 22. I'm never gonna finish one to start another show. Like,
Oh god.
it never
Yeah.
ends.
I keep looking at shows. I'm like, oh yeah, I should finally get around to watching that. It's like, oh, that's like 30 episodes. I should watch something shorter first, and I just don't end up watching anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's okay.
I did that with some stuff, but then like other stuff, I'm like, oh, this show has a bunch of episodes. That's gonna be good. Like,
Yeah.
World Trigger, I know has like 73 episodes. I think one arc is filler, which is like 12 episodes, maybe. I think, but the rest of it is all plot. They do 2 chapters an episode, which is a really good pacing for it. It's a
Yeah.
really, really good show. Yeah, 73 episodes.
Yeah.
That show was great. I'd highly recommend it. But one of the cool things, I think it was on Crunchyroll, or is it? It might be an Anime News Network. There was an article put out. I didn't have this in my stuff. I just saw it and made me think of it. Ooh, the gangsta manga's going to return. That I just saw.
I guess it was good. I like that.
Yeah, that was a cool show. I'm looking for more
Yeah.
of that. Too bad the company that made the show went under after putting out. It's like their last show. They
Oh.
wanted to go out on a high note, so they put everything into the last show because they were going to go under either way. So
Oh.
I don't know if another season of anime is gonna come out at all, but
Dang, that's unfortunate.
Licensing stuff might make it an issue.
Hmm.
Oh, why can't I not find this now? There was a article about it was like what people find like in Japan, like the most exciting action
Oh.
anime. Oh, there's a
Hmm.
Kimono Friends adult parody video already.
Oh. Yeah, I saw the news story for that. So, yeah, somehow surprising and not surprising at the same time. Ugh.
Yeah,
Leave it up to the
wait.
internet to do that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Let me see if I can find this.
Okay.
Because I know there's a good mix.
Mm-hmm.
City. Wait, tools. Past week. Okay, I found it, I think.
Oh.
Wait, no,
Okay.
that's not it.
Oh.
Where did this thing go? Ah, I swear I just had it open too.
Oh.
I'm just gonna find this real fast, and while we do that, we can go on to our questions. Because we
Oh,
have
yeah.
questions.
That's right. We
Once
do.
again from Necro, it says, Podcast mail incoming. Heidi Ho, Podcasterinos. Glad to see you back this week, even though we weren't back this week. I think
Yeah.
it meant the week before.
Yeah. Sent last week. Yeah.
Hope everything is going well. Here's a few more questions. I've been looking through manga updates for manga. I noticed that if sorted by rating, a lot of categories in the top 25, usually around half, have yaoi yuri tags. I thought Japan wasn't positive towards the gays. What's up with that? Maybe they're too sensitive with their tagging. Could it be the categories I'm interested in? Could it be English readers are more apt to rate LGBT material high? That also makes me wonder why there's so little overt LGBT material in popular anime manga. Clearly there's interest in it, at least on an English site. I'm ignorant and digging myself a deep hole. Maybe this topic is too big for your podcast. Do you want to start, or do you want me to? 'Cause,
Yeah, I'll try and start this because
yeah,
I don't know. I
I'm sure
feel
we
like
have different ideas on why, but
yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like I don't really know a whole lot about Japan as like a society, so I can't talk too definitively on any of this. But it's like I don't know. I know that they have been like getting more progressive in the past several years, so that could be part of it. Because I don't know. Because like not that long ago I saw a news story that I think it was Japan elected the first like transgender politician, which was cool. And so they seem to be getting more progressive over time, and so that could be part of it. But also just like manga and anime seem like an outlet for people for like what they really want, because that's why you end up with like the shows like Oreimo and Manga Sensei, where people are just like, oh, we want to be perverts. Well, we don't actually want to be perverts and stuff like that. So it's like it could just be that it's like an outlet for people to be what they want, and so that's why there's so much yaoi and yuri. Maybe, I don't know.
um,
Like I said, yeah.
so my take on why it's rated so highly is the same reason
Mhm.
why I think so many of the Gintama series are so highly rated on my anime list, right?
Mhm.
People who read that stuff know they like it already.
Yeah.
So it's generally going to get a higher rating due to bias. And so that's probably why it's so high. And the good series for it, all the people who are reading it are people who wanted to find and read that. So
Mhm.
it's going to get higher rating for that as well. It's the same thing again with the Gintama. The later on seasons are all rated really high, but the reason for that is they're all people who watched the previous 200 episode series and liked it enough to keep watching. So of
Mhm.
course it's going to be rated higher because it's someone who's already invested and biased towards it. So I think that's one of the reasons it's rated so high. But on the
Oh
topic
yeah.
of how they feel about LGBT material,
Mhm.
I can't speak for it completely because of course I'm not from that culture.
Yeah.
Obviously you do find a lot of like stuff mocking it still, and I don't think it's as treated well. It is being treated better though, right? They've had
Mhm.
like same-sex marriages now. I don't think it gives you the same legal stuff, but they can have like I think they can in some places have it now. It's legal, and
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think trans people are starting to get there's more awareness for it now, so I think it's starting to be treated better. It's not just all seen as like kind of creepy and weird and gross as it used to
Mm-hmm.
be. The as you mentioned, as Necro asked about not being in any major popular anime manga, and there's so little. Most of the stuff is more common. There's a lot of stuff with subtext and stuff, which is always a way, but
Yeah.
with Yuri on Ice, they really are trying to push it more into mainstream and make it more normal. And with how
Mm-hmm.
popular it is, it's working. Like people like this. I'm sure in the future there's going to be a lot more because now that they've shown it is successful, other people will be less scared to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just always being like awkward kind of uh I forgot the word.
I'm not sure.
Where it's just like hinting at it, you know, like
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
actually be like overtly stated and outright again, and
Yeah.
so I think it's moving towards that place. Honestly, North America is not really that much better. The only time people are ever like outright, oh yeah, they're gay, 90% of the time that's because someone's going to die and they're going to have a tragic backstory or something. It's always used for angst. It's never just normal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's something that I think everyone needs to work towards. I don't think it's just a one culture thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do think it's just kind of the world's kind of dumb, but people are getting better. Except the
Yeah.
States right now is trying to undo all of it. It's like,
Yeah.
glad I don't live there. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. But,
Oh.
yeah, so, speaking of LGBT stuff, Pride is going to be starting here soon, and I'm excited
Oh.
because they're finally pushing for more dry events and more youth-friendly events. Because before it's just like everyone gets drunk and it's a party, and it's like because of like the fact that yes, lots of like queer youth are in a worse position, they do end up with higher rates of alcoholism and stuff because they use it as like an
Mm-hmm.
escape and a tool to help them forget. And it's like it's really bad to be throwing people into this is how we celebrate as we all get drunk and try to forget stuff. It's like that's not good for a lot of people. So it's nice that they're pushing
Yeah.
something different. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, that is good.
I might
That's good.
actually go to an event for once because I could never go before because everyone's drunk and it's really uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we have some more.
Yeah. There's a part two to this email.
Yeah, I think there's like three parts. It's I know it's an anime
Oh,
slash
yeah.
manga podcast, but what other interests do you have?
Hmm.
So yeah, you what interests do you have?
Yeah. Well, the main thing outside of this is I'm a big fan of video games. I game a lot, all kinds of stuff, and lately I've been reading a lot of books. I just read In the Miso Soup by Ryu Kurakami. It's a really really good thriller book, and I'm reading Out by Natsuo Kirino next, which is another thriller. I'm a big fan of thriller books, and other than that, I don't know. I bike a lot. I run a lot, and that's every morning. That's how I start my day. And I don't know, movies, TVs. I don't watch a whole lot of movies or TVs, but I watch them occasionally. I don't know. I do enjoy cooking though. Looking at this list that uh, Necro provided, I do like cooking a lot and doing stuff in the kitchen. So yeah, I don't know. What about you? Some stuff that you like?
So I'm addicted to card games. I'm gonna say that right
Yeah.
now. I, I run the local White Schwartz League. I did that last night.
Nice.
Yeah. So which is an anime card game too, which is even worse.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I play a lot of card games. I have a lot of fun with them. I
Hmm.
put up some content on my YouTube of it sometimes. I also speed runs. I play games not as much. I don't play solo games as much. I don't play competitive games as much. But for a while there, I was really into like wanting to be good at games, and like I was playing Melee, going to like the local monthlies and stuff, and I was like
Hmm.
Diamond in the League, and I was pushing to be really good at them and doing speedruns, but kind of burned out of that a bit.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I do read a lot, but it's mainly been manga lately, so it's
Yeah.
not the best. I guess I don't have a lot of other. Like, I have a lot of hobbies, but they're all kind of like anime and manga related, which is bad. Like, I watch a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would count or not as part of anime and manga stuff still, but I do write fan fiction. It is very
Yeah.
gay. It is very, yeah. I need to finish the chapter I'm working on pretty
Oh yeah.
badly. I don't want it to take another month like the other chapters have been taking. I need to speed up on that because they're short chapters. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
okay, I want more than 12 chapters out a year. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. I find the
Yeah.
like I find ways to pass the time. I play a bit of guitar, not a lot. I'm not very good. I
Mm,
just do it for
cool.
fun. Go for lessons. I've tried making some noise music,
Mhm.
which I haven't done in like a few years, but I should probably do it again. It's a fun time.
Mm,
I've always kind of wanted to try to make like some horror game soundtrack style stuff.
mm, mm.
Um, yeah, that's probably a lot of what I do.
Cool.
Yeah, uh,
Yeah.
not too much, but
Yeah.
the fun stuff. And then we have finally, what are your favorite YouTube channels and podcasts, anime or otherwise?
So let's see here. So as far as like podcasts to listen to, uh, I follow the Giant Bombcast from giantbomb.com. It's a video game thing. I'll just keep up on the news and just whatever is going on in the gaming industry. And I also listen to a show called Shift F1, which is about Formula One racing. Which that's the thing I follow every week. And for like YouTube channels though, the ones I follow really closely, there's one called Quick Spring, which is a dude in Australia that has like a home workshop and he makes like stuff out of metal. Like he made a whole clock by hand. It's really fascinating to watch. Just see this guy do all his machining in his home. It's really cool. And I watch Marbazier, who's a Let's Player, but he does like really super high level strategy games. So I watched him a lot for his Civilization 5 content. And oh, what else? Now I'm just scrolling through my YouTube subscriptions. And I realize I've subscribed to a lot of like junk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta go through and purge.
Yeah. Oh, there's one last thing. There's a channel called The Great War, which is about World War One, and every week they do a roundup of what happened like that week in World War One, because they started the channel on the 100th anniversary of the start of World War One. So that's a cool history thing that I like to follow too. So yeah, what about you?
So podcast wise, I'm a huge fan of the Rooster Teeth, different like their different podcasts and their shows. Their
Mm-hmm.
fan service podcast is one of my favorites. I listen to them a lot while at work because I'm working at a computer for 8 hours a day, so I throw a lot of
Yeah.
podcasts on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other podcast I mainly listen to is Base Damage Podcast, which is a White Schwartz one.
Okay.
And then from there, just stuff I watch on YouTube. It's I watch a lot of card openings, so I watch when I want to watch like Pokemon ones, I'll watch like Laughing Pikachu or Super Duper Danny, and then when I
Mm-hmm.
want to watch like Force of Will stuff, it'll be like Negative Legend, and then white stuff is generally just whoever bought this set and decided to upload an opening of it, because there's not a lot who do openings for every single set, because the way the game works isn't quite the same set wise.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to go to mine. I'm on the wrong account.
I
I'm
had
on
I
the
had the
wrong
same
account.
issue. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know how I got on that account.
Oops.
Yeah, but so yeah, there's a lot of Weiss ones I follow, like Waifu Wars. Well, I follow Rooster Teeth, Pesh Cats, Base Damage I mentioned before,
Mm-hmm.
Strictly Broken. I'm just gonna pull this off screen so I can check some stuff. I need to give a shout out to iGina because, support your friends.
Mm-hmm.
She does like anime dances and stuff and like
Cool.
covers, and they're really good. So recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would usually watch her new videos when she puts them out because I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that many more. I don't watch a lot of gaming ones because it's like I'd rather watch a stream lives where I can interact with people.
Yeah.
I'm not as big a fan of watching just VODs.
hmm I've I used to watch more gaming stuff, but I dropped off most of it because you're right. It's more fun to watch a live stream.
Oh yeah, Cyber Knight CCG and his stuff. He does a bunch of card openings too. That was the other one I was trying to find and think of. I've got to unfollow a bunch of these people who haven't posted videos in 4 months. But yeah, he does like a Future Card Buddy Fight, Vanguard, Force of Will, Weiss, Luck and Law. Like he does everything. He has a one for like anime ones. He has a Pokemon channel and he has a Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
Yeah.
He's my go-to for Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, but sometimes it's nice for that nostalgia factor to go back and be like, ah, yeah, nice.
hmm
But yeah, so that's pretty much most of that I watch. Lots of card stuff, of course. Oh yeah, I watch like sometimes I'll watch Giguk. I like his like end of the year wrap-ups on anime. Usually, they're usually pretty funny.
hmm
And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so the message ends with always appreciative, Necro. Necro transmission complete. Nerd. In the best way possible. But
Yep.
yeah, so that was it for our questions. Feel free to add
Yeah.
more if anyone else wants to add more. I found that article. It was on Crunchyroll
Yeah.
from 14 hours ago. I don't know why I couldn't find it. But so like they named the top 10 most exciting hero anime, and they have like
hmm
Yatterman, which I've heard the name but never seen, but I might want to check
hmm
out. It's tied with the original Gatchaman. I like the new reboot stuff, and Tekkaman Blade, which looks like some superhero mecha show, which looks super cool. I want to check out.
Yeah.
And then like sixth place is a tie between Cute High Defense Club Love and Cyborg 009, which I also
Oh.
need to check out Cyborg 009
Yeah.
and some of their stuff. They have a series on Netflix, which is one of the newer ones. It's all
Yeah.
CGI that I've checked out.
Huh. I remember from like back in the day on Toonami, they started showing Cyborg 009, but I guess they started showing that right around when I was kind of stopping watching,
Yeah,
so I only saw a couple episodes of it. It seemed cool.
yeah.
Seemed like a cool concept.
Yeah, I want to check more out. Number 5 is World Trigger. Even though they're not even really superheroes, they're kind of. It's
hmm
cool. It's a great one. Then number 4 is S-Cry-ED. So it's Scried, but with cry in upper cases in the middle. And I've
Hmm.
never heard of this before in my life,
Right.
and I want to check out because it's like, it
Hmm.
has to be something interesting. It made 4th. It's
Yeah.
like, it has to be one of those hidden gems. Uh,
Hmm.
3 is One Punch Man.
Yeah.
And 2 is My Hero Academia, which took a while to take off. Like it was not doing well its first season when it first came out. In Japan it took a while to take off because I guess
hmm
like it was just so shonen. People are like, there's no subversion of the tropes or anything. It's just they took it and they rolled with it. But it's nice
Hmm.
to see it's finally taking off. And then number 1, of course, is Tiger and Bunny, which got number 1 for the best anime of all time too.
Yeah.
So Tiger and Bunny won with nearly 70% of the vote.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that tells you something about that series. I
Yeah.
still need to watch it. Uh, it does look like
Yeah.
an interesting take. Like they have the superheroes, but they're like they have like sponsorships like Bandai and SoftBank and stuff, and it reminds me a lot of Mystery Men. There's that one guy
Yeah.
who's all worried about losing his sponsors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
Huh.
I'm curious on how that show goes. I have to check out
Yeah.
sometime. But yeah, it's a
Feel
cool
like
list. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
unknown stuff that'd be cool to check out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I finally found the article. That's
Cool.
I don't think we have anything else to this week.
Hmm. I think that's it. Yeah.
Alright, well, we kind of rushed through book club a bit just because we had to cover extra episodes, but I
Yeah.
hope it was still okay and people still
Yeah.
enjoyed. We'll be back next week with episode 7 of
Or
Shenanimegans, where
8.
we go over
Mm.
episode 8, which is going to get confusing now.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, we are officially, once we finish episode 8, we'll be 2/3 of the way through the series, so
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I think we can start then just discussing stuff we want to watch next and start to decide so people like maybe if they're interested in it, then we'll give them a heads up. Maybe
Hmm.
just discuss some. So that'll probably be in the next few episodes. We'll be discussing some stuff we might want to watch or whatever for our next one, and mm, possibly people might join us as guests in the future or
All
join for
right.
the next one. I'm not sure. I know some people said they wanted to, but they're like, "Why do
Mm-hmm.
you do it at that time? I work like overnight. That won't work for me." I'm like, "Aw,
Uh,
aw." So yeah, most people. The biggest issue really is scheduling and times. So
yeah.
it's hard to get more people. Like as we said, we had to take a week off for scheduling issues.
Hmm.
We're lucky that we're both able to do this like in the morning. We don't get a lot of views because who watches anime podcasts in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And we actually get more views on YouTube after. I actually want to check that real fast because we are actually doing okay.
Cool.
Uh, yeah, we're getting like 5 to 6 views on average. Episode 1 has 21, episode 2 has 11, 3 has 9. So they slowly build up.
Yeah.
It's not doing that bad.
Yeah. It's
Pe-
pretty good.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh god, why are people watching my wife's deck profile of a troll deck? Oh god. Alright, so yeah, that's it. Thank you for
Yeah.
supporting us and watching.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.